everybody? Welcome to What's Up, Bolts. I'm Fernando Ramirez, here to talk about Chargers and Panthers. Obviously, just finished. Chargers win 26-3. We'll be talking all about the game. So make sure you guys throw in your comments. Welcome to the show. Obviously, we're excited to have you guys. A lot of excitement. I mean, the Chargers start off for 2-0 for the first time since 2012. That is even before the Tom Telesco and Mike McCoy era. That was the last year of Norv Turner. So it's definitely been a while, but a lot of excitement from Charger fans, obviously, on Twitter. There was a lot of fans that were there. Even the broadcast kept on talking about how interesting it was to see so many Charger fans. So definitely an exciting time. Dan and Daygo will join us in a bit. You guys will be excited to see his reaction, but make sure you guys throw in the comments. This is you guys know, I mean, you guys have been around us for a while now. This is a back and forth. You guys talk, we listen, we do all that. So for right now, let's do the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're Compas.
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
That seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Daygo is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome, everybody, to What's Up, Bolts. You guys already gotten started. Robert D, Young West, Hugh is in here. You guys are obviously on fire. Somebody else that's really on fire right now is you guys know him. You guys love him. Let's bring him in now. Let's see what he's got to tell us about this game.
Let's go, baby! How we feeling? I only got one thing to say to everybody in the chat right now. Who's got it better than us? Fucking nobody, baby. Let's go. 2-0.
Obviously, all right. So let's just get it. Let's just get things started. Robert D was asking, "Are we there yet?"
There yet.
There you go, Dan. This is for you.
What's up?
Young West
movie 1, by the way.
Young West says, "Let's go, man." QJ showed up. Dan, somebody said that he was going to show up this week. Do you remember who that was?
Who? Who?
Exactly. I wrote in my prediction piece of the week that I thought Quentin Johnston was a fantasy player to watch. Last week I went with J.K. Dobbins. This week I went with Quentin Johnston. So yeah, there you go. A little 2-0 right there for myself.
No big deal. A little
Hugh
pat
says,
on the back.
Great win today. Bolt up. Damn, Marvin Harrison Jr. 4 catches for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter against the Rams. Holy smokes. Hugh says, I low-key feel like we should move for a receiver, man. We need a bona fide number 1. Hugh, it's going to be tough right now to be able to do something like that just because obviously who's the team that's going to be willing to give up the number 1? Is it a number 1 that you're going to have to pay? There's not a lot of number 1s. If you really look at the landscape of the NFL, there's not a lot of number 1s. The only one that hasn't been paid yet is Jamar Chase, and I can assure you right now that Cincinnati's not giving up Jamar Chase. So yeah,
that's I would assume it's better to wait for the trade deadline anyway. When
teams get desperate,
when they're trying to unload or they know they're not making the playoffs or whatever. So
yeah, so it's gonna be tough, and that's gonna be the thing about this season. You guys are gonna have to kind of hold in there, and there is gonna be rough spots. I mean, there are times where Will Dissly and Hayden Hurst make good plays. There are other times where they make weird plays. Some of the receivers
penalties
times,
too. The tight ends are killing it at penalties. My God.
Yeah, at times there's good plays by the receivers, and there's other ones where you're kind of like, well, where are they? So yeah, that's just gonna be it's gonna be as they go. It's gonna be a process of where the Chargers move and how they move and groove. So we'll definitely see a little bit more of that. Let's see. Ravens says Ravens 7, they're great. QB, Mr. MVP, is now 0-2 this year. LOL.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dan,
It's laughable.
is Hilberto going to jump on today?
I don't know if that stooge wants to get in here, because let me tell you something. I was laughed at and mocked when I came out with my Charger record prediction. All of a sudden, Dan and Daygo doesn't look as crazy, does he? And I'll tell you right now, I think they'll probably head into Kansas City 3-0 against the Steelers. So it's going to be a tough game, but I'm not worried about it. I don't know about every other Charger fan in the chat, but this is the first year I'm not worried. I feel no worry. I'm okay. When the Chargers are up, I don't feel like it's going to get blown. It's just different. There's something different in the air, dude.
What do you want to start off with, offense or defense?
I don't care, whichever one you want.
All right, let's start off with the offense. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins, man, he right now at his price, he looks like a steal. He's at veterans minimum.
Yeah,
he looks like a steal right now for the Chargers. He's today again another burst of energy. The offensive, Dan, you mentioned it multiple times when we were watching the game. You said the offensive line just looks completely different than last year. They're running through the middle, they're running through to the outsides, they're running through gaps, they're doing everything, and they're getting positive yardage. And that's how J.K. Dobbins today finished with 131 running yards. 17 carries and 1 touchdown. He had that long 44-yard touchdown where Gus Edwards was the fullback, and he was the one that kind of opened up the hole for JK to kind of hit the gap. He hit the outside, turned up, and turned the afterburners on, and he scored that touchdown. He somersaulted into the end zone. But
beautiful
that's the thing.
See.
Yeah, no, and even Gus Edwards, 18 carries, 59 yards. I know there was a lot of plays where he got stopped, but still, you know that they want to ground and pound, and tackling a big guy like Gus Edwards is exhausting for a defense. But J.K. Dobbins, there's not much more you can say about him. I mean, I wrote about it. I wrote about it right now a couple minutes ago when I filed my story, but I put where is it? J.K. Dobbins has combined 27 rushing attempts, 265 yards in 2 games, scoring 2 touchdowns, and an average of 9.8 yards per carry. Dan,
beautiful. That's beautiful right there. That's exactly what you want.
That is definitely a recipe for success. Kansas City stalled at 3rd and goal. Now Harrison Buckner comes in to attempt a field goal to tie things up. Dan, what have you seen from the offensive line that has you? Oh, by the way, before we get into, I already said that thing about Quentin Johnston. Dan, do you have some Kleenex with you?
No way. Is there another post-game video?
There's not yet, but look at this.
Okay. I was about to say, that looks good. Good for him, honestly. And like I talked about, right, before the season even started, I think Charger fans would not care if they had to eat a lot of crow or whatever. If he just has a breakout year, that's what we want. Like, that's what anybody would want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about being right. Show up and play, and that's how you silence all the critics, my guy. He just needs to be a little bit more consistent. That's the biggest thing. Obviously he could be a big threat. I think, we're starting to realize Kellen Moore had no idea how to use him, and neither did Lombardi have him for a little bit, or no?
No. He was only a rookie last year.
So Kellen Moore just didn't know how to use them. So, and I mean, that's the biggest thing. You just have to understand the skill set of your players and try and maximize your scheme around that. So no one would be the biggest, no one would be happier than I think any Charger fan seeing him continuing these type of performances, getting 2 touchdowns. Hopefully he can be a little more consistent right now with getting yards and catches. Because what was his stat line? Like maybe 5 catches, 2 tuds or something like that?
He had 5 catches, 51 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, see, the yards and more catches would be better.
But he seems like he's getting open when he's in the end zone, which is something that the Chargers need.
Yeah, and especially I think he's starting to feel more comfortable, which is the biggest thing. He's starting to build his confidence, right? Especially after the drop he had last week against the Raiders. Hopefully this continues to build confidence. And, again, the biggest thing is usually because right now I think what the Chargers are missing receiver-wise is the Keenan Allen, 10 to 12 receptions, 100 yards, the chain mover. I think that's what they're missing. But, I mean, it's like we talked about before the season even started. If you're running the damn football between 3 and 5 yards per carry, you're going to be fine. You might not need it. So it'll definitely be interesting. That's the biggest thing right now that they got going for them. I hope everyone, hopes QJ picks it up and continues to do these things because obviously they're going to need every single last damn receiver to carry their own weight.
Yeah, Robert, he is only a couple of touchdowns away from getting to those 5. He's 3 away. So there you go. Young West. No. We only got started, my guy. You're good. Don't worry about it. We're
all good,
hanging
baby.
out. I want to get to this right here. Herbert still looks real rusty. Has to pick it up before. I completely agree. But the thing is also, Robert, that I think a lot of Charger fans need to realize is that this is a whole different scheme that Herbert hasn't been used to. And he's used to Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Mike Williams had a big grab today, by the way, in the Jets game. So Keenan plays tonight. Well, we don't know if he's going to play tonight. He's he's questionable with a heel injury.
I'm sure he's known since Friday, and they just didn't tell us so.
But damn, the Chiefs special teams.
Fantasy team.
But I definitely think that he's getting adjusted to this, and it's going to take a while. You guys have to remember, too, is that Herbert wasn't there for 2.5 weeks in training camp, so he's still getting used to these receivers. He's still getting, yes, he had Josh Palmer. Yes, he had Quentin last year, but this is a whole different scheme. Now you're counting on those guys to step up, so that's kind of the biggest difference when it comes to why people think that Herbert looks rusty. It's going to take him a little bit. And that's what I mean when I say this defense – or they're going to really count on this run game and the defense. Now, the question's going to be when they get punched in the mouth, and it is when they get punched in the mouth, and they're going to need to rely on the passing game. How are they going to be able to respond with that? That's my question mark, because I don't know. The question marks that I still have are the receiving group and the pass catchers. I'm not talking about the running backs. I'm talking about the tight ends. Yeah. Like you said, last week they had multiple penalties. Today, Hayden Hurst had a big holding call. And obviously they ended up winning. But
either way, he wanted to give the ball up, or one of them wanted to give the ball up unexplainably. Hang on to the football after you catch it.
And that's what I wrote about, that in that interception that he threw, he was trying to squeeze and make a play. Why? Because he is kind of used to making plays where he's like, okay, all I need to do is just run, move off to the side, and I'll be able to squeeze the ball and find somebody. The thing is that you can't be making plays like that. I know Dan got really frustrated with that pass, because he was like, no, you don't have to force it. And it was only first down. So why did he have to force that? I get it, but the thing is, he's still getting used to these receivers. He's still getting used to this offense. He's still getting used to a lot, especially missing those 2.5 weeks. I know everybody knows that Justin is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but it's still an adjusting period, and it's going to take a little bit to get used to all this. So again, I don't know if I see them making a move I think it's going to be this team moving forward. I think if they made a move, it'd be for something else than receiver, than tight end. I could be wrong, but
it'd be closer to the trade deadline I think.
Yeah. It's just going to depend when they get closer to that time. But I think as of right now, they're going to go as they go, and Justin's just going to need to learn how to adjust and all that. But yeah, no, you guys were right. Like that fumble, that was totally on him. He was stepping up, and I feel like he was trying to get somebody that came open, didn't find him, and then he tried to make a play. He fumbled the football. So yeah, those 2 turnovers are on him, but he rarely does stuff like that. It's just him getting used to all this. Next week, you cannot make turnovers. You cannot commit turnovers like that, because that defense, we all know about it. Micah Parsons could make you could change the game, the outcome of a game.
No, they play.
Sorry, Minka Fitzpatrick. Minka Fitzpatrick could completely change that, and he'll take one of those interceptions and run it back for a touchdown. Another thing is that play where he fumbled the football. and then he got rolled up on. Next week, you're playing TJ Watt. You cannot allow plays like that to happen.
TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, dude.
Exactly. You're going to have to be a lot smarter when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, and obviously, Herbert's like probably the last player on this team that you have to worry about. But it's just him getting adjusted, him not getting frustrated and flustered that he is playing with inexperience at the receiver position. So that's what I'm interested to see them scheme up. And sorry, Dan, that I've been taking.
No, that's fine. I was just going to give you the flip side real quick.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and we'll get to that right now.
Okay.
And yeah, Justin just needs to be better, be more patient, be more calm, and I think Jim just needs to be the Mr. Miyagi to his Danielson, to be honest.
I was going to give you the flip side just real quick. When it comes in terms of you saying when they get punched in the mouth, what are they going to do? I think you saw that a little bit against the Raiders last week. They weren't running the football well. They still continued to do it. That's what opened up the pass. You know, they weren't moving the ball well offensively, and they continued to try and establish their identity, which is being physical and running the football. And I think really that's what's going to be the key to this team, not abandoning the run, trying to still establish it, and just being smart with the football, not committing turnovers, especially against good teams. I mean, obviously today, this was the type of team you wanted to play to get your offense going, and I think they did that today. I think they at least got better. Now, when it comes to Herbert being rusty, I don't know if it's rust personally, and again, this is just my opinion. I think it's just more than anything him having time to actually throw a pass now, and just guys aren't getting open because, again, he doesn't have Keenan. He doesn't have Mike. He has, Quentin Johnston, who wasn't very good last year, who's trying to, make a name for himself. Josh Palmer now is having to step up and hasn't really stepped up yet to this point, being the number one or even number two receiver, depending on how you see it. He has Ladd McConkey, a rookie at receiver. So I think it's more than anything him holding on to the football because, number one, he has time. Number two, guys aren't getting open, and he's trying to figure out something. I said it last week, and I'm going to repeat it again. What they need to tell him, because what I think, and this, again, my opinion, what I think Harbaugh and Roman are telling him is be smart with the football, go through your progressions, don't turn the ball over. And that's why I don't think you see a lot of him trying to rifle it in like he would before. I think Hugh had a great comment about the hero ball. He just can't get into his hero ball mode because that's when mistakes happen, like you saw.
And they don't need it like they used to.
Exactly. Like him trying to extend the play, instead of throwing that, trying to squeeze it in and getting the pick, he had like 4 or 5 yards where he could have just ran out of bounds. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of stuff. Same thing with the other one. When it's tight in the pocket.
Oh, my God. Mahomes just threw a pick.
When it's tight in the pocket, thank you for interrupting me with something else that has nothing to do with this. When he's tight in the pocket, right, just throw the football in the dirt, throw it at someone's feet. Do not take hits. That's the biggest thing I think moving forward. They need to tell Herbert, throw the ball into the damn ground, throw it at somebody's feet. You cannot allow him to get ran over, and I think this is the play. He gets bent back, literally, which is a problem. Like, yeah, it worked once. It's not always going to work. Look at that. He gets bent back.
Emmanuel Ocho says, I will say Justin Herbert is tough as nails.
Yeah, who cares? He's a lame. I'm not going to waste any airtime on that scumbag. Don't even show his, just show the video. Don't even show his tweet. But you cannot allow him to go through these things. If you have to be the voice of God in his microphone, in his helmet, and tell him, hey, buddy, don't be a hero. Just do your job. Do your 1/11th of the whole thing. Throw the ball in the dirt. Don't take hits. Don't take sacks. Like, that's what I think the biggest thing. Now, obviously, if there's a chance to step up, run for 4 or 5 yards and slide or whatever, feel free, go for it. But do not feel like you have to shoulder this burden alone like you used to in the past.
Yeah, because now you have a defense that can help.
Defense you can rely on. A run game that's getting better weekly.
Athier is in here. People were asking where Athier was.
Shout
Robert,
out.
I think was. I got this to say Michigan football is back in LA. Ground and pound defense. QB does enough. Win, win, win. Win,
That's
win,
what it's
win,
all
win.
about.
Is that DJ Khaled? Win, 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 win.
I don't know. I was thinking about someone else, but that's exactly what it is. That's what's going to continue to establish this identity of hard-nosed physical football. Like the stat line when he was 12 of 16, 1 touchdown for 200 yards or whatever. That's beautiful. That's what you need him to do. Just be smart with the football and make the right pass and keep the chains moving.
Real quick, let's see what Justin Herbert said about his receiver Quentin Johnston and how he performed today.
It was awesome to see. You know, we believe in him so much, and we've seen that from him in camp and OTAs. He's gone up and made plays, and so it was only a matter of time before we saw it on the big stage. And I'm happy for him, really excited for him, and I know it's only the beginning for him.
And that's the thing, Dan. It's gonna be the name of the game is gonna be consistently.
That's
consistency. Can he be able to do it consistently and do it week in and week out when this offense is gonna need him to perform every single week? Athir, Vic is gonna do House of Horns, so if you're looking for him, I think they'll be on around 5:00. So yeah, that's it's only Dan and I right now. Dan, this is what Jim Harbaugh had to say about J.K. Dobbins' performance.
That's something I've never been able to do. I know people can do it, you know, rather easily. Something I always tried to do. You know, rehearsed it, tried to. I mean, I've tried to flip off a diving board into water. I've tried to do trampoline. I mean, only tried it once off just the ground like he did it. And pretty much every time for some reason I stop mid turn. So yeah, just cool. I've always admired people that could do that. That's something I'm missing, not getting that last part of it in. But
he just starts 2-0 and he's talking about somersaults. You know he's got to do that on purpose. Try and eat up as much time as he can so he can get out of there. What's the league minimum? You got to talk 2 minutes, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why what's the name used to sit there. And,
yeah, Marshawn.
Marshawn.
Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking.
So that's why I told you, dude. Like, I know you said it. Like, Harbaugh is a hard ass behind closed doors. Yeah. But like to the media and everybody, he kind of is like that Ted Lasso, like talking about weird stuff, like somersaulting. Like instead of saying, "Oh, JK has just been incredible," like
I don't know how inspirational he was if that was his Ted Lasso.
Talking about no, but it's not inspirational. It's
I'm just joking.
Yeah. It's just him like finding other things to talk about instead of like actually like breaking down stuff. Like, did you see that? I wish I could do it. If you've ever, I mean, and Dan, you've seen Harbaugh walking. Harbaugh walks like a player that played 15 years in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
So it's incredible. And if you guys have ever seen his highlights, he took a lot of shots. Like,
oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, a lot of shots. Athir, you quickly in one season just threw your Ravens to the side, and now all of a sudden you're anti John Harbaugh.
No big deal.
Brett is right here. 5 or 6 catches for 50 to 60 yards and a TD is good enough for me. Okay, Brett, let check out the TD, but like 5 to 6 catches, 50 to 60 yards should be where he's kind of at. That's consistency. That's showing that he can be a staple part of this offense. Yeah. So I completely agree. 5 to 6 catches with 50 to 60 yards, that's completely solid.
Yeah.
Hugh said he's waiting on Gilberto's delivery right now. Got a Cali on the way. Gotta love
Shout out.
So
hey, tell me you got it with guacamole, dude. Really stick it to Gilberto.
He plays dumb and ramble, so people don't take him seriously.
Next, he's gonna
you know what's funny, Christian? Everybody used to think that Joey did that at the beginning. That Joey and Nick do that as well. That they speak slow so that people are like, oh no, I'm not gonna waste my time or whatever. But if you guys hear, like, you guys have heard the maturation of Joey speaking, like, Joey's so much fun to talk to, and sometimes I'm just standing there and we're always talking, and he's a fun guy to talk to. By the way, Joey Bosa, another sack today. Very good. Very good play by him. He was on a limited role. I think after his sack, he did not come back in the game, which is smart. You take him out. You don't let him come back in. What does he need to
what else does he have to prove? Especially when the game was put away anyway. But, you know, oh, there you go. Guac is a must. My guy knows. But, like, the biggest thing, right, that's what depth at that position looks like. You know what I mean? Where you can not use Joey Bosa and not really have a huge drop in talent. You know, that's I think been the biggest. And I don't think it gets talked about enough. Obviously, depending on who you talk to, but kudos to Joe Ortiz. Getting it done, getting depth. And obviously the coaching staff with Jim Harbaugh working together, getting the most out of these players and everything else. When would you have thought Matlock would be a fullback? You know what I mean? Experimenting, seeing how things are going to work. So far they've been doing a hell of a job. I can't wait to see what else happens.
So obviously going back to the offense, hopefully. Wait, what? Oh, Brett said need the health to last for the team.
Oh, that's
hopefully
the biggest thing always. Yeah.
Well, he did go. I think he did go back in there, and Christian and played. So yeah, it's just little
owies,
little owies here and there. So I think they'll be fine. Denzel Perryman with a big sack on Bryce Young.
He had a few.
It's incredible because I don't know if it's Bryce Young as much as it's the team around him. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought he just got hit in the family jewels. I didn't think it was much bigger than that. Going back to Bryce Young was flustered though. I mean, you can even, speaking about the defense, you can even go and look at the numbers. You see right here, they had 7 first downs. They didn't get their first down until the
second half,
4 minutes left. No, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Then they didn't convert their first third down until the third quarter. And they had 159 total yards. They averaged 3.5 yards a play. They really couldn't move the football at all. And the Chargers, except for that, coming out of halftime, except for that, they really and they had 9 penalties for 90 yards. By the way, I think one thing that we're not talking about is the Chargers limited in penalties, 3 for 15 yards. I mean, that's pretty good. They really have settled down. A lot of the stuff that we saw in the previous regime, even in previous regimes, were dumb penalty. And it's only 2 games in, but so far it's been pretty good. 21 first downs, 9 of 16 on third down, 349 total yards. I know last week the offense struggled to kind of get the ball moving, and today they were able to get it moving. But 219 yards on the ground, that's a
something you haven't seen. And I just need to show this real quick. Shout out to my boy, Studio Vive Moi. I love that. That's hilarious. Competent football coaching. I missed you. Shout out, dude. But I was texting Tommy earlier, and shout out to Tommy. Shout out. Happy birthday. Belated, but happy birthday. When's the last time you've seen a physical, and I think I said this last week, when's the last time you've seen a physical Charger football team? I can't remember since maybe, I was a kid during Schottenheimer and all that stuff, but I can't really remember. And then the best chance they had was in 2018 with no offensive linemen, no D linemen, and no linebackers. Like, you know what I mean? This is the first time you're starting to get the stars to align in the right places. And then you can fill in the supporting cast later. You know what I mean? But you controlling the line of scrimmage is paramount to winning and losing football games. That is the most important thing you could do. And I think they're investing in the right spots. And then they can fill out with whoever the hell they want. They can go down to find Walmart greeter who runs a 4.4 and then throw them in there at receiver or whatever you want. And that'll work out because they'll have enough time. You're protecting Herbert and you have a run game.
Athir wants me to admit that the AFC North is trash. I'm not as high on the AFC North as like everybody else is, where they're like, oh my God, the AFC North is a gauntlet. Like, I just think teams could beat other teams in that. Like, anybody can beat anybody in that division within their own division. But I'm not like the biggest AFC. I think they have a good defense in the AFC North. The offenses are really what I question. So yeah, no, it's not like this. Like, I mean, it's not like this. Like, it's not like when Troy Polamalu, Big Ben, Joe Flacco, all those guys were in there. It's not even Carson Palmer. Like, it's not the same as when it was that era. I completely understand. Year one with a coach and a GM, excited to see the offense with weapons. Eventually, it's going to be a dry on offense all season. I don't know, Christian, if all season. I think it's going to take a little bit, but I think at one point this defense or this offense might do better.
Click.
Senor Vivmois says Jazier Taylor and Zont with a coach is a scary sight. You know, it's funny. I thought Christian Fulton had a very nice game.
Oh yeah, he had a nice few passes defended.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good. Omar, from everything that we saw, the only person that didn't come back was Junior Colson, and they said he had a hamstring injury. So we'll see what that means. But I thought he was. I thought they were pretty. Like we said earlier, it seemed like Fulton just got hit in the no spot, and he looked like he was fine. So we'll see. But no, everything else, Joey Bosa was able to get the rest after the sack. So I think that's what they wanted. They wanted to be able to get their guys rested, get out of there healthy. And I think for the most part, as of right now, and yes, guys, they are going to stay out in Carolina the whole week.
I love
and
that.
They're going to practice out there. Jim said that they were going to take board games and stuff so that they could have good team bonding. So
honestly, as silly as this sounds, I hope he takes away their cell phone.
Christian Jesus got hit in the yes.
Oh my God.
What is the matter with you?
I honestly hope during this time, there's a few times where they just take away their cell phones, have them live in the moment, play board games or whatever with the fellas, and try and really build that bond as a team. When have you ever seen a Chargers team stay out there? Doesn't happen too often. So I think they're building in the right way, trying to get this camaraderie going and everything else. So it's definitely exciting from here.
Brett said, would have liked to have seen Herbert get and take it out earlier when we were up. Keep him up. You know, it's funny. Can I tell him, Dan, so there was a huge scream at one point by Dan. Dan was not happy. Dan, tell the folks what you were not happy about.
I started panicking when he did the zone read and Herbert keeps it. And he just takes off for 15 yards. I was like, my God, this is not Lamar Jackson. This is not Colin Kaepernick. You cannot I do not want this guy running around like that. No quarterback designed runs. Let Josh Allen take all the abuse he wants. Oh my God, I almost had a stroke, dude. Because obviously, you cannot have him goes down. If he goes down, everything else goes to shit. There's no way around it. Oh, here he is. Here he is.
Dan, thoughts on if Bryce is the guy or should they get a real leader like Shador?
God, get this idiot off the screen. I'm not even going to. He comes up with the best names, but I'm not even going to acknowledge that.
I think that wait, what were we talking about before his comment?
See, that's what this idiot does. He just comes in here to throw us off. We were talking about I think we were talking about the defense. You just brought up me screaming at Herbert.
Yeah. No, Dan was not happy about Herbert taking off and running. But I mean, it's just little wrinkles. I remember that's the same play that Alex Smith used in the NFC divisional against the Saints. But he did it to the left side, and they ended up scoring to, I think, tie the game. And then I think Vernon Davis scored the game winner because then he comes running off and into Jim Harbaugh's arms, and he's crying because he's like, finally a coach that believes in me. Because remember, before that,
can't coach with him, can't play with him, can't win with him, can't do it.
Dan, let's hear what Jim Harbaugh had to.
Post-game video, damn it. Where the hell is the locker room?
I've been on Twitter and I haven't seen anything yet, but let's see what Jim Harbaugh had to say about everything.
Runners. I think it hasn't been done ever by the Chargers. And I don't know how many it's been done by the rest of the NFL, but so excited for him. Elijah Molden, want to take my hat off to Joe Ortiz and Chad Alexander and the whole pro personnel department for finding Elijah for us. And he's coming and been such a great addition. I mean, just so quick. He's added into the team and knowing what to do, first of all, in about a week, 2 week time frame is commendable in itself. But the way he's playing, he's tackling, he's got the huge interception today. Phenomenal.
Chris Rim, our compa, said that Joe Ortiz told J.K. Dobbins no more flips into the end zone, by the way.
More excited for than Quentin Johnston. Just Q is everybody
All right, everybody's asking
team
for it.
really-
I will come
Yeah, I was
back.
about to say. I just saw Hughes.
We'll come
comment.
back to Jim.
Yeah, I just saw
right
Hughes
now.
comment.
All right. Let's. Are you guys
Shout out
ready? You guys want to
Hugh.
hear it? Let's do it.
Yeah,
They just showed
obviously.
Taylor Swift on the TV.
Who cares? Give me Sydney Sweeney all day.
That was a great effort by everybody. Next week, we go to the Bird. All right, so we got time for that. 6 hours from now, I'll be thinking about that. I will not think about that for another 6 hours. What hell of a job! So proud of you. That's how you take care of business. That's how you take care of business, sir. One player at a time. Hell of a job. Let's get a game ball. Dayon Henley.
I just want to say I appreciate you boys for keeping me prepared throughout the week. And I couldn't do it anything I did out there without my defensive line, my defensive back. We all stay connected, we all communicated. So let's keep it going.
Nice.
Dayon had 10 tackles in the game.
Shout out, dude. He was all over the place.
Game ball. Elijah Murray. I want to say one thing. That was a great job. Great interception. Joe Ortiz game ball.
That's 2 weeks in a row. Game ball.
Yeah, I
for Joe
know
Ortiz.
for real. Yeah.
Look at the blood bar. Chad, get up here. Chad. Whoever found this guy. Hey, get up here and get a game ball.
Thank God for bringing me to you guys. This is a special group. And I'm just having fun. I don't know about y'all. I'm having fun out there. Yeah, so.
Oh, wow.
Appreciate y'all boys. Shoot, another week, another great opportunity. Win. Shoot, at this point, not so many people in the league. 2-0. We wanted to win, so put one foot in front of the other. Keep going.
Let's go, dude.
Who's got it better than us?
God, I love that. That's how he ends it every time. I was waiting for it too. I was starting to get hyped. I was like, where is it? God, it feels like, I don't know how everybody else is. I feel like I'm on cloud 9, dude. I have not felt so confident in a Charger team probably ever.
By the way, I love that by the team though. Like they were like Q, like he
yeah.
He's like, oh,
well,
Q, yeah.
It's what Brett says right here. Love it. Hype him up, build the confidence up, take off QJ. Exactly, dude. That's what it's all about. Keep building them up and keep trying to get them what's it called? Reps and everything else and looks. But I just love that. Jim looks in there like he's the president of the fraternity or whatever, just getting super hyped and after it. Oh my God, it's just exactly, Christian. It feels like Christmas morning. Oh, it's just unbelievable, dude. When 2012 was the last time a Chargers team went 2-0? Like, do you understand? Like, that's over 10 years. I won't talk about who was here in that tenure, but that's okay.
What do you mean?
We're moving
10
on.
years? It's for 12 years.
Oh shit, we're in 2024. That's right. I forgot about that. It's been 12 years, dude. My God.
You're like
And
the lady from the Titanic.
I spent 84 years exactly. Like, can you imagine? Seriously, when was the last time the Chargers won the division? Can you imagine if they win?
LT was still the running back. It was LT's final year.
Jesus name.
2009.
Jesus name. 2009 is the last time they won the division. Ignore that moron. Do not even throw that up there. Could you imagine if they win the division? I still think they're going to split with the Chiefs, but my God, there's just a new energy. I feel like, I'm a corpse rising out of the depths of hell, dude. Exactly. I feel like the Undertaker sitting up. I'm ready for another 12 rounds. It's unbelievable, dude, what the Chargers are building here. Finally, let's freaking go. I can't wait. I think, like I said, I think they're going to start off 3-0 because I think they'll beat the Steelers, but we'll see. That's a next week thing.
The Dan, what did you?
Oh, sorry. Now I remember what I was going to say. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
There's no way you don't look at these videos, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. You're not like, fuck, man, I should have stayed. There's no way you don't think that. You know what I mean? Well, I seriously wonder what they're thinking right now. Because
Mike is 1-1. Keenan plays tonight.
Come on, you know that's not gonna last. That is not gonna last.
You don't believe in Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, sorry, I meant Keenan. Even if they go 1-1, that's not gonna last. The Jets, who knows? But I mean, like, imagine what. Because I'll give the Jets a little more of a pass because I think they're a little bit better. But Keenan, there's no way you're not thinking like, oh my God, what have I done, dude? Like. And I get it. You deserve the money. He chased it and everything else. But I would love to know what they're thinking low-key behind closed doors.
Dan, you can read this one.
All right, let's see this. Coca-Cola, sponsor me. Never would have thought I'd see a day where Herbert goes under 200 yards back-to-back games and we win. Thank you, Lord. Exactly. That's what I kept saying last season. Having Herbert throw for 30 to 40, 50 attempts, that is not winning football, dude. That is not going to happen, especially because you expose them more to more damage, more hits, and everything else.
You know what is kind of crazy, though, is that the Raiders put up 26 against Baltimore today.
Yeah.
And
that's Gardner Minshew.
But I mean, like, the Chargers have only allowed 13 total points in 2 games. When did that ever happen? Like, if we're being completely honest,
I'm telling you,
they
feels different.
And
I don't want.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I don't want to curse it, but I'm feeling excited. That cheese-eating bastard from Wisconsin, my bet's gonna get paid. I can't wait. I love him, but I can't wait. Whether they're gonna make it.
And there's a lot of excitement, obviously. Brett, I wouldn't call him a defensive guru yet. I would just wait.
It's
but
year
that
one,
style, that Baltimore Ravens style of defense, I mean, it didn't help the Baltimore Ravens today, but you see what Mike McDonald did the Patriots win?
I don't know. I don't know if they won.
That style of defense. Oh no, the Seahawks did win 23-20. But I said the Seahawks make the playoffs this year. That is that is kind of the formula that teams are using. The Seattle Seahawks, the Chargers, the Ravens. I think even the Dolphins are using it. So definitely, I think the Dolphins hired, or was it the Titans? One of them hired a coach from the Ravens. I just can't remember. I think it was both. I think they both hired coaches from the Ravens. So obviously that style of defense is kind of is working for these guys. So that the Chargers defense though has just they've been really lights out. And next week I don't know who it's going to be. If it's going to be Russell Wilson, if it's going to be Justin Fields.
Oh my God! Pick your poison. I think either of them are not going to be very good. I don't know. Did the Steelers play this week or did they play Monday?
And I actually do like this question. I want to ask it to you.
No.
You have to build. You have one QB to build the team around. Who would it be? Shador?
I don't even know why you're entertaining this moron right now.
Caleb, Bryce Young, Mayo Man, or Danny Dimes? I actually do want to know.
Mayo Man's going to give everybody a heart attack with the way he turns the ball over like a dummy. No, I don't know. I don't care. Steelers play the Donkeys right now. Okay, there you go. I'm not worried about next week.
I need to have this question answered. Actually,
no, he can kiss my ass and you can too. I'm not gonna waste my time on this manure. What if? No, I'm good. I'm in the now, baby. I'm in the WIN. What's important now? And what's important now is that the damn Chargers are 2-0 for the first time since 2020. The wind is flying, baby. The wind is hitting my sail. We're hitting the sky, dude.
I'm still kind of mad at myself. And we were just barely starting off in 2021. But 2022, it's Super Bowl, Radio Row, LA. I'm so mad that I did not take a video of Justin Herbert saying hi to you because I've never seen you smile like that. But
that's the son of Odin, baby.
I thought there would be nobody that would love Justin like you do. But did you see this from Friday?
To this day,
I think there might be somebody that loves him more than you. This is from Friday. Listen to Harbaugh.
Wish I was Justin Herbert. I copied his shoes. I'm wearing his tennis shoes.
Justin Herbert shoe, I don't know. But
same pair that he had, or like got them from the equipment staff, or you actually took his shoes?
Oh no, the ones he was wearing from the equipment staff.
Got the same pair.
I went to Smitty and said, "Hey, can I get a pair of those Justin Herbert shoes?" And just like Smitty, the next day I got a pair of those shoes. I think you also heard me say, there's not one gene in his body I wouldn't like immediately trade.
Dude, he's amazing. He's amazing. You need to try and get and sit down with him. He's amazing, dude.
No, I wouldn't even want that sit down. I'd love a Dan and Daygo and Jim Harbaugh just talk football. Like,
I'd be like, just say whatever you want. I don't even need to ask you anything.
I think that would be the greatest sit down,
dude.
ever.
I don't blame him. If I was, obviously I don't have access to all that stuff, but if I was in there, I'd be like, give me the same clothes.
You with the cowboy hat and the sunglasses and wearing a Herbert jersey, with a Herbert jersey in his khakis with his glasses and
the whistle. And the
whistle. I think both of you guys would be like, I think that'd be the greatest interview of all time.
That's our love triangle right there. Harbaugh, me, and then Herbert in the middle right there. And we all love each other. It's amazing.
But that's what I mean. Like, it would just be the greatest thing ever. J.K. Dobbins did just wow. Cardinals are up 24-3 at halftime.
Again, 23 to what?
24-3.
Oh God!
On the Rams.
Looks like Sean McVay isn't looking like a genius.
J.K. Dobbins tweet out, "Love him, man. Glad he's my coach."
Blame him. You go from one Harbaugh to the other. Wait till Jack gets in the building. Says that story about Cassius Clay. I have that video saved somewhere. I love that Cassius Clay speech. My God.
By the way, this is an incredible stat. J.K. Dobbins, the first Charger since LaDainian Tomlinson with consecutive 130-plus rushing yards in consecutive games.
Can you believe that? You know what's the craziest part? I was thinking about it right now.
That you've drafted Ryan Matthews, Melvin Gordon, and I don't
even want to think about that time because it's connected to one person. I don't want to get pissed. I'm riding high, damn it. Stop trying to bring me down. I'm riding high.
No, Ryan Matthews wasn't Tom Telesco.
Who cares? I don't care. I'm not trying to think about the past. That's ass.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Greg Roman met fans after the game. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, they just randomly saw him outside. That's hilarious. But what I was going to say is, what I love more than anything is like, I still believe this Chargers organization has not done anything since the great shout out late Marty Schottenheimer, and his philosophy was one play at a time. That's how you win football games. One play at a time. You make a mistake, you get on to the next one. And I just love.
Well, he's old school.
Well, okay. Can I finish my point?
Sorry.
And I love that now when it's starting to look like the Chargers are worth a damn again, that same philosophy is coming back. One play at a time. You've heard Jim say it a lot. And I think that is just so amazing because that's the correct philosophy. You don't have to get chunk plays. You have to control the clock, control the line of scrimmage, and be physical up front. I love what I'm seeing so far.
You really have to believe that that obviously, like, there's something about this team. Yeah, they're going to be boring. I'll tell you that right now. Like,
boring. Who the hell said boring? I love what I saw. I'm loving what I'm seeing out there. Be as boring as you want. Dominate the line of scrimmage and get 4-yard chunks. I love it. Be as boring as possible.
No, I'm saying, like, people are going to say it's boring. Like, they're just they really have reverted back to Marty ball. And that's the thing. Jim Harbaugh's old school. Like, I know Jim Harbaugh is seen as a quarterback whisperer and all this stuff, but he really goes to that old school, like, he really is that old school Marty Schottenheimer where you're going to run the hell out of the football. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I know that a lot of fans criticized it at the beginning, but I don't think there's anything wrong with running the football effectively. And
Christian, my God, that reminded me of the Roman Reigns promo with John Cena.
But yeah, no, and you're going to take that, especially if the wins are like if they're 3-0 to start the season. And they have a bunch of rushing yards, and it's just not there. I was about to say, never mind. But there's a bunch of there's wins, a bunch of rushing yards, and Herbert's only throwing 150 yards a game. I don't think anybody's going to be mad at that.
No. And then on top of that, who cares about stupid league MVP trophies? Who cares about that? Go win a damn Super Bowl. If they win a Super Bowl under this regime, they better build Herbert and Jim Harbaugh statue, retire Herbert's number while he's still playing, and who cares about the rest of it? I've already seen it. You know what I mean? All we need is one. We're not selfish anymore.
That's actually pretty funny. What is the she's about to have a meltdown. I think I saw somewhere that okay, so Joe Alt is the one that gave up the sack, I think is what I read on Herbert. Well, I don't know. Dan, here you go. Before we head out, I know you had been waiting for it.
Hey, he promised us he'd be more.
I love
There you
it.
go,
I
Dan.
love seeing it. I love seeing it.
There's Harbaugh. Look at Herbert's face though. He's like laughing.
I love seeing it because he's getting just as hype. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine this guy? He says, "My God, I have one of the best coaches ever now as my head coach. I'm ready to go and I'm excited." I'll answer that one if you want to pull it up. It doesn't bother me one bit.
No, we're good.
But that's just a belief these guys have in him, and I think it's showing all over the place how infectious his energy
Look
is.
at Molden. Molden wasn't even here during training camp, and he's like, "Wow, like thank you, God brought me to you guys. Like I'm just so thankful to be here. This team is special." Like he's a guy that just came in 3 days before the season started, and he's made an impact in his first 2 games.
I can't wait, dude. The sky is the freaking limit. The wind is flowing under these wings. You have no idea how high we can fly, damn it. Amazing. Shout out. Quote that.
The Chiefs just fumbled. Bengals ball.
Good. Let them burn. I feel like the Joker. Everything burns. Let it all go.
Anything else you want to say before
should we end it? Like how Harbaugh
Brett, that was actually pretty funny. You heard I mean, everybody could hear what Herbert said when that's another.
I love that. I love that. I love seeing him get pissed like that. I love it.
That's what I'm wondering. There was a lot of times today where he got frustrated with the tight ends and with Scott Madlock because he'd try and move them. Yeah, and they wouldn't get into motion, and he'd be like, "All right, come on, like, what are we doing?" Yeah. So, that's that, and like I said, the penalties from last week. You can't be having moments like that. So and the thing is that Herbert, and that's what I wrote about this week, is that Herbert has come out of his shell. It took him a little bit, but now he is the unquestioned leader. And I thought that he's been the unquestioned leader since 2022, but I really thought that he really is taking it to a whole level. Like for him last week to be the one that gave the speech, like that was crazy. Well, yeah, Brett, he's like that, but also we have to remember Philip didn't curse, and Justin did.
Who cares? Give him that edge, damn it.
So we'll see what happens the rest of the way. But folks, we will be back Wednesday, I believe. Oh no, Wednesday I'll be at Padres. We'll come back Thursday to do the preview for the Steelers game. So we'll be back Thursday. Wednesday I'll be at Padres, so I won't be able to do post game. And then the post game for next week will probably not be until about 7 o'clock because I have to do Padres as well. I'm gonna be doing Chargers and Padres, so make sure.
Brett Hilberto's not cool enough to join the bloodline. He would not even be cool enough to be the Sami Zayn, the honorary Oos.
So make sure you guys check out everything else. Hey, over the weekend.
Don't even ignore that. Christian, thank you, my boy.
Make sure you guys check out everything else on Compas on the Beat Network, guys. Gilbert and I were at the Canelo fight over the weekend. Make sure you guys check out all of that. It was awesome. I asked Canelo a question that he wasn't too. I don't know if he was like. He wasn't too happy. You could just tell his demeanor kind of changed when I asked him. So make sure you guys check all of that out. Make sure you guys check out our Instagram. We had some awesome videos from there. I even got to ask Daygo Luna a question. So, well, 2 questions, but that was pretty cool. So make sure you guys check all of that out. And don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat Network. We will be back Monday, Gilbert and I, right around 3:30 for Lunes Live. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll go over a lot of these games. By the way, my Buccaneers are 2-0. I was the only person that picked the Buccaneers to beat the Lions. The Lions are a little bit they're not starting off the season too hot. So I picked them to win the game. So I was like, dang, I was like, yes. So that was pretty cool. But make sure you guys check out everything else on Compas on the Beat Network, like we said. Tuesday, 6 p.m. will be Combat Compas. Gilbert and I will talk wrestling, boxing, MMA, all of that. And then at 7, Dan and Daygo and Vic, the producer, will jump on. We'll get their thoughts on everything else. So make sure you guys check that out. Thomas said driving home.
Shout out, dude. Out in the Carolinas.
What a great day. Watched all day. Pure
shout
stuff.
out, dude.
That
Go
is
get
awesome,
some Bojangles.
Thomas,
love Bojangles.
You could be. I mean, you could be 3 sheets to the wind right now, and you decided to join us. That's awesome. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you to all you guys. Thank you to Christian, Brett, Hugh. I'm not gonna say that name, but thank you to
Robert, I think, was in here. I thought I saw it. Yeah, my boy, Young West. Shout out.
Young
Shout
West,
out to all you guys.
All you guys. Athir, all you guys. Thank you guys so much for Robert. Thank you guys so much for jumping on with us again. Don't forget this week, Thursday, we'll do the preview again on Thursday. So make sure you guys hit the notification button. So whenever we go, 4 sheets.
Idiot.
Thomas said 4 sheets. God, Thomas, look at the comment above you. Jesus.
Don't listen to that idiot, Thomas.
Make sure you guys hit the notification button so when we go live, you guys know. But sometimes we kind of vary. Like sometimes we'll jump on 5 minutes early, 5 minutes late. So bear with us. But that's why usually we like to do. That's why sometimes we like to do.
Shout out to you, Senor Viva. I remember that from my 3 years of French in high school.
There you go.
Shout out.
So obviously, make sure you guys hit the notification button. And that's why at the beginning of the show, I kind of give an intro. We do the actual intro, and then we kind of come back, and then Dan comes in to give you guys a little bit of time to settle in, grab something to drink, hang out. But again, thank you guys so much for jumping on with us. You guys are the best. Dan, take this away.
Who's got it better than us? Freaking nobody, baby. Be a compa, tell a compa.